Shalom, shalom to the 144,000, the elect. Before I get started, let me give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah Kudash. Double honor to the apostle nails, the great millstone. Peace and blessing to the brothers that are preaching the truth in the four winds of the earth. May Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua have mercy upon you. I got this video off the brother page, GMS Ban Altazawam. I think it brother's out of Mississippi or Chicago. I can't remember. But the name of his video is He Really Hate Us. And when I heard it, I'm like, wow. And like this sister's name of her video is Who Need White Supremacy When You Got Black Women Like This? Listen to this here. Listen to this. Let me start it over.
And the only reason I support aborting a black child when it comes to it being male is because when I look at the black community and the problems in it, it's associated with males and male pathology. When you talk about violence, it's associated with the males. When you talk about the, women being forced upon, it's the males. When you talk about drugs, it's the males. When you talk about the fatherless children, it's the males. Every single problem that is happening in the black community, you point to the males and then you have the culprit. So for me, I think that not selectively breeding is very irresponsible when you are the only one who has control over who gets to earth.
Who even needs white supremacy anymore? Who needs mass incarceration when you have black women to do the devil's work from the inside? Y'all want to scream about abortion, but nobody wants to talk about the real issues. No marriages, no fathers in the home, no respect for God's commandments. If we actually followed no sex before marriage, we wouldn't even be having this abortion conversation. You want to talk about violence? Let's talk about it. Because the number one killer in our communities, it ain't guns, it ain't drugs, it ain't even police brutality. The number one killer is abortions. And nobody has killed more black babies than the black woman. A black child is more likely to be aborted than to be shot by the police, killed by another black man, or even sent to prison. You want to talk about violence? You want to talk about drugs? You want to blame everything on the black man? Cool. But let's be real. 80% of the children is coming up in a single-parent household. So you tell me, who's bringing them up? Who's setting these values? Who's teaching them? Because a child learns from the mother before it ever learns from a teacher. So you tell me, who's instilling these broken values into these children? The biggest threat to the black community, it ain't always the police. It ain't always the government. It ain't always white supremacy. It's the black women raising up the next generation with no accountability.
And the only...
Wow. She hit it on the nail. She hit everything on the nail. And like she said, they love to talk about the children and talk about men being violent. No. Women, like you said, the number one killer. It's not the opposite of black men. Is what? It's Eve, the so-called black woman, doing what? Aborting children. Why do you think that what that woman name was, the president, vice president of what her name is? Y'all, Kamala Harris. Why do you think she trying to pull a bus up in the neighborhood, and these black women was what? Was all for that? Because they're what? They are known killers. Yes. And it does not matter whether it's a girl or a boy. She's deleting them. Man, y'all just, hey, Eve got so much wickedness. It's man, you can't even highlight her wickedness daily. Every hour she's putting out something wicked, man, and doing something wicked. violent. And you're talking about the so-called black men. You know what? Let's do this right here. Let's go over here right quick. I'm gonna show you who's violent, right? And who hates one another. You know, they always want to talk about the so-called black man violent. But look, let's go over here for a minute. Look at this here. Let me turn it. I'm not gonna look at this here. Girl fight at party. Do I want to? I ain't gonna click on it. I'm not gonna click on it because you know how YouTube get. Look at that. Girl fight. White women there, but all over. Look at Eve stomping each other out. Let me turn it down. I can turn it. No, I ain't gonna turn it on. I'm not gonna play none of it. See them? Look at them. See, they gotta put a few. Not nothing now. They hate one another, man. They're always fighting. Look at them. Always stomping each other out. The violence. I'm not gonna show it. I'm not gonna show it in fight. But this is what they do. Huh? Back to back to back to back to back. I'm not gonna show it. Cause again, look at that. You got what, one or two? I just put girl fights, and they showed you two incidents of what. But that was only one group of so-called white women. The other group was what? Was Hispanics. But what you see, the black woman. She's not white. She's in the Hispanic. They're showing that again. But you see it. Hold on, what this is? Yeah, girl on girl, black women, black girl. They are the ones that what? That has the most violence. I'm not gonna show it because I know how. Again, I know how YouTube get down. I got a video. What that girl name is? What her name? Shalakemia. Let's play her video right quick. This made a big fuss in the sisterhood because the sister right here was screaming about what? That they told me not to just listen to it. I know y'all probably seen it. It's been up. I think I've been seeing it for now about 2 weeks. But listen up. Shalakema got hold to it. Lam Shakima. I thought her name was Shalakema, but it looked like Lam Shakima. Shalakemia. Lam Shalakemia. Okay. Hey.
Told me not to make his lunch. Oh, okay. They told me not to fold his laundry. Yeah. They told me not to pay for dates. Okay. Take me through there. Take me through there. What you talking about? What you talking about? Pack that nigga lunch. I'm actually
see, single women keep women single. You know, the worst advice that you can take from a woman, especially a single woman. How can a single woman tell a married woman how to keep a man? The confusion is what? It's deep embedded in what? In our neighborhood.
Happy for her. Let me tell you something. I'm never sitting up and telling my friend not to cater to her man. That's how first of all, the women that were around her telling her that, they were spiritual attacks. They were demons. They were demons that were assigned to her to make sure she never ever gets married. We have to be more mindful who we hang around. But since she dropped that video, guess who is all over social media dragging her for filth? Just comment. Just let me know in the comments. I'll be in the comments. Guess who's dragging her for filth? Guess what group of women are dragging her for filth all over the internet? Why? Because she chose to cater to her man? Why? Because she did the things that displayed, I'm a wife? Things we're supposed to do? Things we're supposed to do. How is a man going to know if he wants to marry you if you don't display that you are marriage material? Why would us women want to marry a man that doesn't display that he's husband material? Are y'all slow? Are y'all slow? I just want to know, are y'all slow? Because the same things that you expect out of a man to show you, we should be showing them. I said what I said. And my name is Shalakemia.
It is Shalakemia. So I was right, Shalakemia. That's her name. But I haven't seen a video from her. I hadn't played one of the videos in a minute. Now she one of the first and one of the original ones that actually were coming up against what so-called black women. Now let's read some of these comments over here, right? Let's read some of these comments over here. They're like, I can't read these things. A single woman keep women single. Exactly. That's the number one thing. Somebody say, shit, I'm a wife. My man is catered to every day. I get up at what? At 3 a.m. to get his lunch, drink, snacks, and coffee ready by what? By the time he's what? He's ready. Go out to the door. He has what? Dinner made for him when he comes home. She said, I work too. But get this. But his job is physically demanding. And most of you all women sit behind a damn desk all day long for filing paper. 80% of the time you're sitting on your ass and you want to compare what you do versus what the man do at what? At his job. But you can't come home and fix him a dinner when he get out. 9 times out of 10, you working what? 7-8 hours, all part-time. And most men work what? Damn near 12 to 15 hours. Yeah, they got laboring jobs. 12 to 15 hours. Their job is demanding. But listen, I don't know how you brothers do it. I don't know how you brothers do it. I don't know how you do it. Right? And I don't sugarcoat nothing with no woman. Because I don't give a damn. I ain't never gave a damn about no woman's feeling and emotions, man. Even before this truth. Because I knew what? I know I'm a man. I know my, no one had to teach me the scriptures to know that I'm over a man. It's quite obvious. Look at the world. Who's running the world? Men. Even though they Edomites right now, but they are what men are running the world. Women are what? Are strategically stuck here and there. And they get what? The so-called, see, that's why you know Eve is the serpent. Eve works hand in hand with the serpent. Which is the so-called black woman. Was the head tribe of all the women, man. Let's finish this woman here. She said, has dinner made for him when he gets home. I work too, but what? But his job is physically demanding. Not everyone wants that kind of life, but if you don't, you shouldn't be telling anyone else to do it. That's right. They will what? Definitely get cut off, cause who needs that energy in their life? Miserable ass women. How can you take advice from miserable women, man? Whores. That's what they really are. They miserable. They don't have anyone. Any woman can get a man to come lay down. Even the biggest and the fattest woman can get a man to lay down with her. Yeah. But is he gonna marry you? No. That's the point. That's the point. She say, what? Who does this here? Kansas? I don't know what this is. Thank you. She said, thank you so much for speaking up for the black man. You are a blessing for what? For the black men. No such thing as black, but I know y'all know that by now by watching my videos. These women are black women, but you got to use the term black so a lot of people will know and catch on for the slow bellies. Okay, sweetly say, these women out here are so miserable, they want you to be miserable with them. That's right. Horrible. Wildcat, what that is? Wildcat low down something. Works every time. Misery loves company. And who is more miserable than the so-called black woman, man? Congratulations. Yeah, all that old black people this here, black woman, the black women, right? All that sugarcoat, trying to sugarcoat shit. Man, y'all just, I mean, hey, this is what it is though. And earn herself a big ass ring too. See, women are waking up and learning that these women are miserable and these women ain't no good. They don't want to see another sister happy. Well, they ain't sisters for real. Most of them ain't, because they're a bunch of demons. Like that Charlotte King will say, they're demons. And they're full of them. And they're even definitely full of a lot of demons. Of every man she slept with, she got a part of him in her. And most likely, most of them dudes is straight wicked. Jump offs. Now let's get back over here to this demon here on this sister page here. She said modestly fly with black women like this. Who needs enemies? That's on her. This is on her page. Huh? Hashtag FYP. Hashtag black women. Now, this is the video where the woman said what? Let's play this again.
The reason I support aborting a black child when it comes to it being male is because when I look.
This is a look at this old nothing right here, y'all. She said, how can any race of, I've never heard a woman of any nation say that the men in her nation needs to be aborted. God. But you know what though? Little do her dumb ass know is that if you abort all the men, so I can imagine I guess she done killed every man child that she ever said that was a boy. That's murder. But hey, it is what it is. How you gonna come back? Don't you know you come back to your seed line, your father? So how you gonna come? What you gonna do? Have a child by a so-called white man? Why do you think? I think the brother pulled that scripture too. When they said, kill all the males, all the male children, firstborn. Kill all the male children. Why that Pharaoh said all the male? Because they know that what? That the male carry the seed and that they bring back what? Bring back the prophets. Huh? And you. So if just say hypothetically that if they do that, women kill all the males and then let all the women be born, that would. I mean, who you gonna use to bring back you? Cause you gotta come back through the seed of your father. Not no. You gotta come back through the seed of your father. You don't just come back through no random man. The next man your mama hook up with, the next man your mama hook up with, and all y'all be talking about y'all sisters and brothers. Y'all ain't sisters and brothers. If you ain't got the same dad, you really not sisters and brothers. You're not, because you don't got the same blood. The seed line of your father is what? I'm not gonna go into all that. I made probably what 100 videos on dealing with the seed line. I know I did that. I probably did more videos on the seed of a man than any other video I ever done. But you can't come back. But this is here. Let me show you something. Deuteronomy. You got to blame it on Eve, but because Eve is the culprit, and she's our enemy. Like I said, Michael 7:10. She that is my enemy shall see it. Right. But this same woman here, I pray that Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah give us something real terrible in these last days. Yes. Yeah. Deuteronomy 28. Let me show you something. That the Heavenly Father is actually the cause of all things. Deuteronomy 28:56. Because in the days when we was in rulership of the earth, right? Because the people were what? The people rejoice when the righteous is in authority, but when the wicked is in authority, the people what? It moan. This is why the earth is moaning now. This is why there's no clean food, no clean water. You know, you barely got what you don't have no. Man, when the last time you ate some real meat without something being placed within it to make you sick? Medicines. Esau Edom know what he be doing. Let me read the precept. I'm going to the comment section, right? Because all of it be juicy coming up out of there. Okay, this is 28 and 56. This is Eve, the tender and delicate woman among you, because of once upon a time our woman was tender and delicate, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground. But she's going to go back into these times. But today, they can't go to the kingdom, man. Ain't no wicked, ass shaking, thought bucket, 304 Eve going to no kingdom. It's not going to work. To set her sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward her husband of her bosom. And your husband is the man that you are laying down with. Esau's piece of paper does not negate marriage. What's solidifies or what a marriage between a man and a woman is sex. That's it. Her eye shall be evil towards her husband of her bosom, and towards her son, and towards her daughter. These women really hate their children, man. Especially, I can't tell you how many women I've seen, even when I was growing up, right? How many women used to abuse their children because they hate a man. Madness, man. You know how sick and slow better you got to be, man, to be to fix your mind and but the scripture say about that she had been Job, she had been deprived, or should I say, be deprived of wisdom. Eve had been deprived of wisdom, man. Eve cares about herself, and she don't care about the sisterhood is not a sisterhood. It's just a bunch of evil women gathered together for a purpose, and that purpose is to what? Is to validate each other's what? Wickedness. That's it. Her eyes should be evil towards her husband of her bosom, and towards her son, and towards her daughter, and towards her young one that cometh out from between her feet. You know, the story I read, what that is, when they compare a woman to an ostrich. You know, ostrich put their eggs in the sand. You know, and then some even stump some of the eggs and crush them. Right? You know, this how simple Eve is. Eve is simple in that manner. You know, roughly paraphrasing the paragraph. You know, concerning an ostrich in a woman. You know, she's evil in that manner, but you know, she can't really. A lot of these women, they see their wickedness, but they still are being controlled by what? By demons, man. They're actually being controlled by demons. Like the sister said, Shalakima, demons. That's exactly what's going on with them, and they full of them because they full of different sperm from different men, man. That's a portion of a bunch of wicked niggas that from the hood. That do what? That slaughter one another. So she can't help but. That's why they love to say she bipolar. You hear one right to myself? Yeah, I'm bipolar. I'm bipolar. You best believe she's a sleep around. She's a toss around here and there. You know, neighborhood whores everywhere, man. In every hood. And there's a lot of them. And towards her young, one that cometh from out from between her feet, and towards her children, which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for what? For want of all things. This was during the siege of what that is, Luke 21, I think 21, when just like we were coming in now, the time that we were coming in now, the hell that we were coming in now, right? This was doing this, what that is, I think it's 21. I'm sure it is. Yeah, the seed when the Heavenly Father told us to the message always come. This is when we were staying in our homeland, right, which is Jerusalem, when they said the army is going to surround, which was 70 A.D. Surpasses, right? Eve was doing what? Eve was eating her young, her children. You know, I know a lot of you all say, I could never do that. Okay. You know, in straightness will what? Will with my enemy shall disgrace thee in what? In thy gates. So that goes into our homeland. But we are now coming back into those times of what? Of that same stressful behavior, because Esau, Edom, well, not behavior, in that same hell, well, that's, should I say, hell, which is what? Because hell is a condition. And those conditions are going to be what? It's going to be solidified by who and through who? First, the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and on his left hand side, who is who? Which is Esau, Edom. Esau, Edom is what? He's the wicked of the earth. And Eve worked hand in hand with who? With the devil of the earth. Now let's hear a little more of this, and then I'm going to go to the comments.
At the black community and the problems in it, it's associated with males and male pathology. When you talk about violence, it's associated with the males. When you talk about the, women being forced upon, it's the males.
See, lie. See, this is where y'all get that from, man. From old tramps like this here. This is an old woman too. She's about her 50 or better. She lies. Let's go over here in the comment a little more here. She says, single mom raised what? Raised these males. Exactly. All of the wicked children, all of the so-called black men in the neighborhood are what? Are here, and they're what? 99% of them are raised by who? The so-called black woman. Single mom raised these males. Because, CBB says, because the police delete the what? The dads, now what? And who's calling them on the dads? Huh? They, Mr. Politics, say they not ready for that conversation. No, they not. Talking about the women. Single mom or what? Are the key. Lion Kingy says, I feel so betrayed as a black man. This cuts deep. Why? This is not a secret that these women hate her. You know what? Doesn't like when we go down to so-called black man go down to the Social Security office or food stamp office or whatever. Don't you know they tell these women? They tell them, and they have made a pact with the government of the state to not give the so-called black man anything. They know when we walk through the door, they talking and mumbling about, oh, here come one now, girl. I don't know why they come down here. We ain't gonna give him shit. And be laughing and speaking, giggling. But guess what? Now you see. You know, that's what they do. They're our enemy. They are definitely our, she that lies in thy bosom is thy enemy. Right? J-La's script bars and streets are full of what? Black women. Don't listen to those type of women. They are what? They are negative. That's a black woman now. Somebody that said put that cape on. I don't know what all that old crap here. Top G Israel. Bro, you can't make this up. Vanderbilt says, and they're mad at what? At Charlie. Who is Charlie? Oh, who is Charlie? I guess her name ain't no. Well, I don't know her name, but I know her name of her page is modestly fly. But okay, Socrates Fort Low says, let these self-hating women believe whatever they want. Exactly, man. She really verbatim. God made it so whoever black men have babies with what? They are still able to make black babies. That's right. Here's a brother right here that knows his Bible, right? black baby, because we don't need the so-called black woman to bring back our children, our seed line. We don't. Why you think we are so different, so many different colors and varieties? Because we are what? You know, from Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon, Zebulun, Gad, Reuben, Asher, Issachar, Naphtali. We are all what? We are all mixed within one. American blacks, Western Indies, Haitians, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Dominicans, Guatemala, Puerto Ricans, Simeon Indians. We are all the same people. We're different varieties, so we don't need the so-called black woman to bring back our children. He said God made it whatever black men have what babies with, they are still able to make black babies. If the woman that looks like us hate us, we can find someone else to love. Boom. You know, and I advise you, if you can't find one like this sister right here, you know, that's actually her mind is in the right aspect. I mean, look, I listen to sisters' videos all day long. They be getting on so-called black women. It's this one sister though. She like some of these Jakes. You know how these Jakes be catering to women to get paid. It's one sister on here. I mean, I don't watch her video, period, cause she got y'all might know who I'm talking about too, cause she got she have make a video. Every time you see her, she got on some tight, her chest out, and then she got the some shorts on with some tight with the mic hiding, sitting right there between her crotch, so you can barely block it, but you know what's going on. You know, she never but an old thought bucket. You know, just getting paid, trying to cater to the men. Like, see, we're in a time where men are what, you know, men are coming to the reality of these women being just who they are. Okay, disciple of Christ says, love your femininity and how soft you speak. See, that Christ shit. More likely, you hear him say Christ, they lost and destroyed. While we love more racism and prejudice among our own race selves than others have what against us. What happened to the village and the community being unified? Peace be still. Hey, you know, she just miserable. A miserable old black woman that can't get nobody. Probably lay down with a man and probably ain't no help tell how long. But I know you best believe as a 20s and 30s, teen 20s and 30s, and she got ran through. Now don't nobody want her. See, you get to a certain age and you want to continue to run the streets, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Nobody's going to want you. Nobody's going to want you. That's why a lot of women try to leave the state and go to another state. That's why women will up and leave, because they've been ran through, nobody want them anymore. And they'll leave. King, read a couple more. King Thunder Wolf says, I just told these women in my post, they speaking out of emotions, not logic at all. This is what you get. Big facts. But why woke women so cute? Oh Lord. I am baffled. All women, all the sisters are cute. Right? They're all of them. All of them, but most of them, but they could be, some of the best looking ones can be what? Some of the wicked ones. They energy that they bring is negative, and they wicked, man. So during this time, hey, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Go elsewhere. La Vesta says, wow, thank you for standing up. She said that, oh gosh, oh that's like, but anyway, that's it. I'm going to read a couple more scriptures, y'all. I read Deuteronomy 28 and 56. The tender and delicate woman among you which would not adventure. I'm not going to read a whole lot more. To venture her set her soul, her foot upon the ground, and for her delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil towards her husband, and of her husband, evil towards the husband of her bosom, and towards what? Her son, and towards her daughter. And like I was saying earlier, the scriptures, the shit, man. These scriptures, man. Hey, man. They I gave you a good example that they hate one another. You can't scroll down Facebook. You see what? You gonna see every other what women fight one another. Violent. They violent as hell. You know what? Let's see something. Now, Chat GPT ain't gonna tell me anything because he try not to single out a certain group. Yeah, Google might do it though. Let me just do something. Who is the most violent nationality of people here in America today? Most violent. He say countries. No. The most violent nationality of people in America. They might say black. Let's see what they say. They say of the 9,468 murder arrests in U.S. 2017, 53.5 were black. And 20.8 Hispanic, and who murdered them though? That's the point. And for non-aggravated assault, and what were black, but who murdered them though? Who murdered them? Let's see, what ethnicity has the highest crime rate in the U.S.? Scholars found. See that? This is what they do. But anyway, it's all good. But guess what? We're not worried about that. I'm going to read something. I'm going to show you that Eve. Let's go to Genesis real quick. I'm going to read Genesis. I'm going to go about about 5 or 6 verses. And I'm going to close this out. And I'm going to show you that Eve and the serpent has been together since what? Since the Garden of Eden. Okay, this is Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent, which was a person, not an actual serpent, was more subtle than any beast of the field. And the beast of the field was what? Other nations. Right? Which the Lord Yahweh God had made. And he said unto the woman, which is what? 1 Peter 3:7, which is the weaker vessel. God said, ye shall not eat of the tree of the garden. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the tree of the garden. But of the fruit, what fruit? Fruit of what? Of that of wickedness. You know what? Proverbs. Just thought of another precept. What that is? Proverbs 15. Proverbs 15 and 4. And it reads, a wholesome tongue, meaning something that is beneficial to the soul. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life. But perverseness, wickedness, therein is a breach in the spirit. So that first breach in what? In the spirit, through what? Through the weaker vessel, which is Eve. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees and of the garden, but of the fruit, which is fruit of wickedness, of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, I'm reading verbatim, God has said, ye shall not eat, meaning learn. Learn what? Let's get into it. Of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Verse 4. And the serpent, who's the serpent? A man. What did the serpent do? He lied. Who he lied to? The woman. Eve. Starting with what? The head tribe of all the women tribe is what? The so-called black woman. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die, for God doeth know that in the day ye eat thereof, when you eat thereof, meaning what? Learn wickedness, then your eyes shall be opened concerning what? Evil. And ye shall be as gods, knowing God, good and evil. He lied to her. Verse 6. I'm gonna stop it right here. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one's wise. Eve loved what? What she loved most about this place? Lust, freedom. This is what she loved. Do what you want to do. Be what you want to be. This is what women love more about this place. Freedom, gathering abroad, and a tree to be desired to make one's wise. Let me see something. What that is? Hosea. Let me see something, y'all. What I want? Hosea. Let me see something right quick. I gotta get it. What is it? Y'all bear with me right quick. Let me see something. I think I'm right here with it, ain't it? I can't see the damn. Y'all bear with me. It's dark up in here. I can't really see. Oh, it's back here. I'm tripping. I need what I read. Okay, I know what I want. I said I want Hosea. That's what I want. Hosea, I think it's 10. I think it's Hosea 10. Y'all bear with me. Let's see. Verse 6 again. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one's wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat. Hosea 10:13. Ye have plowed wickedness, ye have reaped iniquity, ye have eaten the fruit of what? Of lies. This is what Eve has done. And when the woman, she made a pact with who? With the devil of the earth. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took up the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband. This is why you don't supposed to listen to a woman and let no woman lead you, because she's going to lead you to what? First and foremost, the pleasures of this world, the lusts of this world, right? Her husband with her, and he did eat. What did he eat? She takes hold of what? Of Esau's what? Philosophies. First and foremost. Yeah? Who's pushing that wickedness in the Baptist churches? The so-called black woman. And read the verse Hosea 10:13 again. I'm going to close this out. Ye have plowed wickedness, ye have reaped iniquity, meaning sins, ye have eaten the fruit of lies. So that knows they call halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rokak Wadash. Shalom.